Elsbeth is all new CBS next Thursday and streaming on Paramount+.
NCIS is all new Monday at 9/8 Central on CBS.
Clear and chilly for tonight. That'll leave some nicer weather for tomorrow. How are things looking for the weekend? We'll let you know tonight at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the transition to a Trump presidency has begun, and he's making moves in his team, including appointing his White House Chief of Staff. Plus, we're hearing reactions from Ukraine on Donald Trump's victory as they continue their war with Russia. And at Northern Michigan University, Native American leaders are leading a discussion about the challenges they've faced and continue to face. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
We have a nice clear time for tonight, and this will end up mostly sunny for much of the day on Friday. Pretty decent wind here, so the temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s, perhaps near 50. But we will have definitely that cold wind that will continue throughout the day before diminishing during the nighttime hours. And across the Upper Peninsula, mid to upper 40s throughout the region, maybe near 50 in a few spots as well. Stay tuned. We'll have more later on in the show. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Tom. President-elect Donald Trump's transition team has named the first ever female White House Chief of Staff. And in the coming days, Trump and President Biden are expected to meet at the White House to discuss the transfer of power set for January 20th. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more on the transition as it gets underway.
In his first remarks since President-elect Donald Trump's election victory, President Biden promised an orderly White House transition and had this message for all Americans after a polarizing election cycle.
Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature.
President Biden also emphasized a peaceful transfer of power and said he accepts the election results.
I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose.
The president's comments referencing baseless claims of election fraud 4 years ago. And while former President Trump had faced charges related to January 6th and efforts to overturn the 2020 election, CBS News has learned the DOJ is in discussions about how to wind down those cases to comply with long-standing policy against prosecuting a sitting president.
As the Trump team prepares for the transition to the White House, they're starting to select key players for a second Trump term.
The transition team Thursday night announced that Trump's 2024 campaign manager, Susie Wiles, will be named White House Chief of Staff. Wiles would be the first woman ever to hold that position. Priorities for the president-elect include an extension of tax cuts put in place during his first term, deregulation across federal agencies, and trade tariffs he campaigned on.
We're going to charge tariffs to all these foreign countries that are coming in and ripping us off.
CBS News has also learned Trump's team is preparing executive orders, with longtime aide Stephen Miller leading talks on how to carry out Trump's proposal to deport millions of undocumented immigrants.
Now to the war in Ukraine and the implications of the next Trump presidency. Many Ukrainians fear that Trump will cut critical support to Ukraine or broker a deal that would have their country surrender territory and influence to Vladimir Putin. Imtiaz Diab reports from the capital city of Kyiv, which is coming under almost nightly attacks by Russian drones.
This raging fire was caused by one of Russia's longest sustained drone attacks on the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. For 8 hours, around 30 Iranian-made Shahid drones targeted buildings. Most were intercepted by Ukraine's U.S.-supported air defense systems. U.S. support that is now in question following President-elect Donald Trump's decisive victory this week. He has repeatedly vowed to end Russia's war in Ukraine within, quote, 24 hours, but hasn't said how. In Hungary today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky attended a meeting of European leaders from 50 countries and made it clear Kyiv wouldn't be dictated to.
It is up to Ukraine to decide what should and should not be on the agenda for ending this war.
Meanwhile, in Russia, President Vladimir Putin heaped praise on Trump, calling him courageous for surviving an assassination attempt, and said he was ready to hold discussions with him.
When you see the tanks...
Halina Yatchenko is Ukrainian member of parliament. She fears President-elect Trump will force Kyiv into a negotiated settlement with Moscow.
It's kind of a nonsense to invite Putin and have negotiations with him. I can hardly imagine someone, an American president, inviting Hitler during the World War II to discuss something.
You see Putin as Hitler.
He is Hitler.
And with just 10 weeks to go until President-elect Trump takes over, the Biden administration is reportedly looking to push more than $9 billion in already approved security assistance to Ukraine, a move that's being called a preemptive Trump-proofing measure.
In the Middle East, the Israeli military says today about 30 projectiles were identified crossing from Lebanon, with some being intercepted. Israel's emergency services said in a statement that reports were received of a strike on a vehicle, but no injuries were reported. Hezbollah began firing rockets into northern Israel the day after Hamas's surprise attack into Israel on October 7th of last year, igniting the war in Gaza. Hezbollah and Hamas are both allied with Iran. With Donald Trump taking the Oval Office in January, State Department spokesperson Matt Miller says he won't speculate what will happen when when that transition happens, but they'll continue to work with Israel with the time they have left.
We can make clear to them what we believe is in the best interest of the United States, what we believe is in the best interest of the countries in the region. But of course, an incoming president can make his own policy changes, his own policy decisions. Every president has the right to do that. And I think foreign governments are well aware of that, as the American people are well aware of that.
The conflict dramatically escalated on September 23rd with intense Israeli airstrikes on South and East Lebanon, as well as Beirut's southern suburbs, leaving hundreds dead and leading to the displacement of nearly 1.2 million people. Today, NMU hosted a conference focusing on social services needed in Native American communities. Our John Truitt attended this Resiliency Through Community conference and tells us more about what they're looking for.
The conference seeks to strengthen indigenous communities by restoring Native American cultural practices as it relates to social services to Native people. Conference organizer Shelby Boggs explains the idea behind the event.
To really emphasize the ways that community and culture are both resiliency and protective factors for Native American people in response to the traumas and intergenerational traumas that we experience.
Among the topics discussed were homelessness, intergenerational trauma from colonial oppression, and substance abuse, just to name a few.
We talked about trauma-informed policing, and we also talked about the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women and people and that intersectionality with human trafficking.
Boggs went on to explain how trauma can be passed down through the ages and, unless addressed, can continue to affect Native communities for generations to come. She believes that oppression by colonial Europeans is directly linked to the constant state of war in medieval Europe.
When the European settlers came here, they brought that intergenerational trauma of surviving and witnessing persecution, prosecution, and also state-sanctioned violence and brutality. And they inflicted that hurt onto Indigenous people.
Boggs also relayed some disturbing statistics.
40% of Americans believe that Native Americans are extinct. So it's really hard to bring awareness to the societal issues that we are experiencing when nearly half of Americans believe that we are extinct.
This conference was also about resiliency, survival, and the restoration of cultural identity.
We have survived 500 years of genocide, and our cultures have also survived genocide and forced assimilation.
In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
The two-day conference was presented by NMU's Social Work Department and their Center for Native American Studies. Tom DeVecchio is up next with your first warning weather forecast, and we have an update as the most recent wildfire in California continues to destroy homes. And we'll hear the latest on the economy as credit card interest rates drop once again. That and more coming up when we come back.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
And an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Make cleanups quick and easy with big savings on Libman products. The Freedom Spray Mop has a variety of features to make cleaning your home simple. Just $19.99 after rebate. Duracell batteries provide long-lasting, reliable power that you can depend on. Save big on our large, in-stock selection. Right now, pick up a 24-pack for just $12.98 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. Chips or cracks, we've got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Introducing Brian's Auto Glass, now in Nagani. Your trusted experts in auto glass repair and replacement. When it comes to your vehicle's glass, trust the experts at Brian's Auto Glass. Our highly trained technicians handle everything from window replacements to fixing those annoying chips. At Brian's Auto Glass, we're committed to quality and precision, ensuring your safety on the road. Visit us today at our new location at 6 Industrial Drive in Nagani, or call us at 906-233-4527.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started.
Call the number right now for your free writer's guide.
I'm Gail King with CBS Mornings. We're here for you in the Upper Peninsula. This is now home for CBS WZMQ 19.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Our headlines as we head on through the balance of the night and into the next several days here, looking pretty good here. Decent sunshine for Friday. Saturday will be cloudier, but overall it will be on the dry side. But we do expect some showers to come in as we head on towards Sunday, so a little wet then. But we'll try to get the rain out. We should, really, by Veterans Day, of course, with some of the outdoor activities that are usually planned on that day. As kids go to school, we'll have clear skies overall, and we'll have temperatures for Marquette close to 40. Good start to the day. The winds will have died down. Shouldn't be that chilly. May pick up a bit when they come home in the afternoon, but looking at upper 40s overall when the kids go home. Nice sunshine, no chance of rain, just some good weather for the kids for school time here. And Futurecast showing that we'll have some nice weather for the balance of tonight, and that means nice weather again for tomorrow. Nice dry air, low dew points, and that's why we're keeping things mostly sunny and mostly clear right on through Friday evening, and really the rest of Friday itself, night looking good. Saturday, a couple of high clouds will be coming in ahead of the next weather system, but I don't think we'll see any kind of rainfall with it until the day on Sunday. So the winds staying high for tonight and then diminishing as we head on toward tomorrow. So we'll have the winds tonight. With that wind, keeps the temperatures up a bit, so not as cold as last night. And again, a light northerly flow, keeping things chilly, but northerly flow usually means dry air as well. And that's certainly some good news. How's November looking temperature-wise? I know we're a week into November. It's already been above normal. Looks like that's going to stay, particularly towards Sault Ste. Marie and into much of lower Michigan. As we look at rainfall, looks wet in the Mississippi Valley to Chicago, but for the Upper Peninsula, just slightly above normal rainfall-wise. Precipitation-wise, it includes rain and snow right on through the Thanksgiving holiday and beyond. So looks like another warm, somewhat wet month, and things are looking a bit on the dry side for the balance of tonight. We drop upper 30s to lower 40s, again, about 5-7 degrees warmer than what we had last night. That leads to some good weather, nice sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s. to perhaps the lower 50s. Here's the rest of the 7-day outlook. We'll keep it more cloudy as we head on towards Saturday. As I mentioned, Sunday, a bit on the showery side. We'll keep it dry for Veterans Day, and then cloudy, still dry for Tuesday before some rain showers come in for Wednesday and into the day on Thursday.
Tom, thank you. Nearly 20,000 acres burned, dozens of homes destroyed, and thousands more threatened. The mountain fire between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara is still raging tonight, fueled by whipping winds. Jonathan Bigliotti is there.
A nightmare in Southern California, enduring its most extreme fire conditions in years.
It remains dynamic and it remains dangerous.
In community after community, homes went up in flames, and in the aftermath, lay in ruins.
It's just surreal,
Retired firefighter Dana McLaurin and his wife Janet lived in this Camarillo home for 25 years. Recently remodeled, newly landscaped, now a total loss.
I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do.
Across the street, the walkway to Charlie Odell's home is still intact. Beyond the gate, nothing's left.
I mean, we just had flowers, roses, trees, just our dream home.
Dozens of families now battling that same awful feeling after several small fires started Wednesday morning, fueled by powerful winds that carried embers up to 3 miles, sparking new fires, exploding into a mega fire.
These are blowtorch conditions. You have wind gusts reaching 80 miles per hour. The fire burning so hot, it easily ripped through homes like this one, among 6 in this neighborhood alone, destroyed.
Wind gusts exceeding hurricane strength. The hillsides look like rivers of flames. Water drops not even hitting the ground. No home in the fire's path stood a chance.
These are all our friends, and we're just so, heartbroken for ourselves, but for them too.
Dozens of homes like this one have been lost, and tonight thousands of people under a mandatory evacuation worried about what they will return home to. Meanwhile, California's Governor Gavin Newsom has arrived to survey the damage.
Credit card interest rates are dropping along with the cost of taking out a loan. That's because the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by a quarter point today, bringing the benchmark borrowing rate to 4.5% to 4.75%. Kelly O'Grady has more now on what this means for your wallet.
With today's cut, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the economy is on the right track.
The economy is strong overall.
But the election showed Americans concern.
Many average Americans are still not feeling the strength of the economy in their wallets. So what's your message to them on when they might expect relief?
You're right that we say the economy is performing well, and it is. But we also know that people are still feeling the effects of high prices. It takes some years of real wage gains for people to feel better. And that's what we're trying to create.
The Fed traditionally operates without input from the White House. The president-elect has said he should be involved in interest rate strategy.
I feel the president should have at least say in there.
But has since clarified it does not mean he would call the shots. Today, the Fed chair addressed any potential influence from the incoming president.
If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
While today's quarter-point cut is relatively small, every penny adds up. For example, on a $5,000 credit card balance, that means a savings of $1 per month. For an auto loan of $35,000 over 5 years, you save $240. Javon Kashif is trying to save so she can expand her nail salon in Washington, D.C.
We have been in our current space for 6 years, and we're coming up to that time where our brand is growing, but we're suffocating by staying in this particular space.
With high rates, her plan to grow the business is on hold.
The purchase of a commercial vehicle would be 9 to 19%. The balances on credit cards are up 21%. It's so expensive to borrow money.
Meanwhile, mortgage rates are not directly tied to interest rates, and mortgage rates have been on the uptick. So for would-be home buyers, the Fed's strategy these next few months will be key.
Still to come on your 19 News, Mike Ludlam has your sports highlights. He shows us Escanaba taking on Kingsford for a high school volleyball district play when we come back.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans. Compare drug coverage. Compare costs. See if you can save. And make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare plans now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do you want to listen to something?
Yes, sir.
The Jennifer Hudson Show with global superstar Andrea Bocelli. 30 years in the music business.
It's a long story, but very, very beautiful.
Plus,
it felt amazing watching her go across the stage.
Nothing can stop these determined sisters.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Celebrate the season with Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. Gathering with family and friends during the holidays will create cherished memories that will last a lifetime. Make the season even more special this year with a holiday engagement. Stop into Richardson Jewelers and choose the perfect engagement ring. Your family and friends will raise a glass in celebration. Make your holiday engagement special with Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
At Richardson Jewelers.
Your Choice 2024.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge.
I'm Sarah Blakely.
Important decisions, quality information, and results.
At least in Marquette County, there has not been a Republican state representative since 1954.
Live coverage you can count on from the team you trust. Election night and every night. WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. The high school volleyball season has reached the district final stage. In Division II, Escanaba traveled to Kingsford. Pick up the action in the first set. Escanaba had some troubles receiving serve, and Kingsford would take advantage. Kaylee Sundquist is going to get the set and puts it down for the point. The Flivers already lead 13-4. On the next point, Escanaba bounces back. Chloe Dubord, Clara Braun, Lily Nelson with the swing. Flivers can't keep the ball in play. Kingsford still up 13-5. Let's skip a few points. Again for Escanaba, Mary Kate Tarango, Beth Montel, and here comes Katie Lamb. Just tips that one off the block. Eskimos still down 16-7. Orange and Black trying to mount a comeback. Harley Kuhlman, Tarango to Katie Lamb, but the Flivers double block is there for Miley Kreider and Cassie Olson. And Kingsford won the first set 25-8. So let's go to the second. And Kingsford not letting up on the gas very much. Cassie Olson's going to put that one down. Darn near took one of the Escanaba players' faces off there. Escanaba was hustling, though. They were diving for digs all over the place, and there's another one right there. And eventually, Brooklyn Beauchamp would get the point, but the Eskimos were down 10 once again at 14-4. Maddie Kreider gets the next point for Kingsford. They won the second set 25-15 and the match 3-0. The Flivers head to Manistee for a regional semifinal Tuesday against Kingsley. Now let's go to Division III over at Iron Mountain High School. The Mountaineers have a relatively new record boards in the gym. You might see a couple of names familiar there with one of those relay races. First point, Macy Linsenbigler snaps the wrist for the kill. Black and gold with a 1-0 lead. Manistee's turn. Maya Carlson, the pass to Alexis McDade. Leah Goudreau for the kill. But Iron Mountain still had the upper hand at 4-2. Try the Emeralds again? Sure, why not? Camry Floden to McDade. Maya Carlson with some touch for the point in the front corner. Mountaineers, though, still in front, 6-4. Again, for the green and white, Leah Goudreau, McDade, Maya Carlson, and gets that one through Linsenbigler. Iron Mountain still ahead, though, 7-5. Emeralds try Kira Carlson next, but Bella Person is going to roof that one very nicely. And Iron Mountain is in front by 1 at 8-7. And yes, Carlson gets to sit on the bench for her nice effort. Zara Wicks with the kill here for Iron Mountain. Iron Mountain won the first set 25-22, but Manistee improved as the match went on and won 3-1. The Emeralds go to Gwynn for a regional semifinal Tuesday against Ironwood or Calumet. They play tomorrow. Scoreboard in Division 4. Forest Park is your district champion over Kearney NATO 3-0. It was Trout Creek getting the best of Wakefield Marinisco 3-1. Forest Park will meet either Big Bay Denok or Munising Tuesday at Escanaba. Trout Creek faces either Lakeland and Hubble or Hancock Tuesday at Houghton. Also in Division 4, St. Ignace sweeps Mackinac City. St. Ignace will meet Rudyard or Brimley in a regional semifinal Tuesday at Sault Ste. Marie. The Northern Michigan University volleyball team can clinch a home match in the upcoming postseason tournament with a few wins this weekend or next. Currently, the Wildcats are in 3rd place. Michigan Tech is in 5th. The Wildcats visit 1st place Ferris State tomorrow and 7th place Davenport on Saturday. NMU swept the GLIAC Players of the Week with libero Liesl Hagen on defense, Allie Barlow for center, and Wildcat all-time kills leader Jacqueline Smith on offense. Assistant coach Cam Duffield talks about each player's contribution.
Liesl had a huge week. She, struggled the week before a little bit on the road, came in and just played outstanding. The best I've ever seen her play through 3 matches, which is awesome. And when your libero's playing like that, passing the ball for you like that, obviously Allie's going to have a lot of windows to set our offense and use every tool we got, which is great because most of the time we've got about 5 hitters on the floor, which is really fun as a setter to be able to run. And then obviously you have Jackie, who's super experienced and can always get the job done when we need it at the end of the match. But also we have experience through Megan Meyer. She had awesome matches this whole week too.
Hagen had 63 digs in 3 matches last week, and Barlow 147 assists, and Smith recorded 62 kills. The Huskies visit Davenport Friday and Ferris Saturday. Lake Superior State travels to Wayne State Friday and Grand Valley State on Saturday. GLIAC women's soccer, rare Thursday matches. Maria Storm scores for NMU and gets an important 1-1 tie with Grand Valley State. Saginaw Valley edges Michigan Tech 2-1. The Michigan Tech Huskies put their 2-game winning streak on the line Saturday when Grand Valley State visits Kearley Stadium. The 8-1 Lakers are ranked 5th in Division II. Tech head coach Dan Metlack knows a good first half will give his team a chance in the second half.
It's another GLIAC team. We've played Ferris, we played Davenport, we played Wayne. They all had good-looking guys as well. So we're not going to be overwhelmed by that. We need to do a better job of getting off to a good start in the first half to be able to play with them. We can't make the same mistakes we did last week to be able to play with them. So, it just gets back to what we do and way our guys approach it mentally. And I feel confident with where we're at right now.
Kickoff in Houghton is set for noon Saturday. NMU travels to Davenport. That also starts at noon. The NMU hockey team completes its homestand this weekend with games against Lake Superior State, and this will start the season's competition for the Father Capo Cup between the Lakers and Wildcats. NMU needs to play 60 minutes.
They're league conference games, and we've got to find a way to continue to get better like we have been. But at the same time, you want to be able to fit some wins in there. And this is an opportunity for us to build on some of our mistakes last weekend versus Tech, get better in that area, but still able to create some of the offense that we did.
Face off tomorrow, 7:07, Saturday, 6:07. Tech goes to Ferris State, 7:07 both nights. Michigan State men's basketball over Niagara, 96-60. Jackson Kohler, 20 points and 13 rebounds. And we will be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
That's a good idea.
New tonight on CBS.
Stay tuned to save $10 on the amazing socket fan light from Bell & Howell.
When you're hot, nothing feels better than the gentle cooling breeze of a ceiling fan. This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. With a push of a button, you can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket Fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself and install Socket Fan in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the Socket Fan Light with Deep Socket Extender is yours for $59.95. Act now, and we'll take $10 off. So you get it for just $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off, and the shipping is free.
Get cool fast with Socket Fan.
Call 1-800-506-4503 or go to buysocketfan.com.
We are here, around the clock, in all weather. This isn't a job, it's a symphony. Mending hope, stocking the shelf, and being distant when we need to be. Understanding feelings. We don't have all the answers, but we're always present. You're home away from home in medical crisis. And your support brings warmth and comfort to families in need. Please donate today and help us make it home.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law. How to raise children. Get out of here!
Door tap.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie on All in the Family.
Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV.
We're going to have some nice clear skies for the balance of tonight. Not bad here. Winds will be up there, and that tends to keep the temperatures from falling too much there. Even out toward Eagle Harbor or Houghton, looking at mid to upper 40s here. The rest of you, though, pretty much in the lower 40s and a few upper 30s as well. With that good breeze, it could gust up to 20, maybe 25 out there on Lake Superior for later on tonight. That'll lead to some nice weather on Friday. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures mainly in the upper 40s, some lower 50s out toward Iron Mountain. Escanaba at about 50, and Newberry, the high, expected to be around 47. A few more clouds around for Saturday. We'll keep it on the dry side. That leads to some shower activity. A little damp, cool on Sunday. But by Veterans Day, we expect dry weather, cool, and we'll keep that dry weather going into the day on Tuesday. Kevin?
Thank you, Tom. And finally tonight, heavy snow came down on northern New Mexico today, much to the enjoyment of one German Shepherd puppy. Let's take a look at the footage. Sandia Park resident and state representative Stephanie Lord posted this video of her puppy Ragnar diving into the fresh powder this morning. Now, if he could just learn to use a shovel, she joked on Twitter. And Mike, that snow is going to be working its way up here soon enough. Are you ready?
They can keep it. We don't have to have all of it. I mean, New Mexico's a nice state. They can have some snow.
All right, we'll let them have this, but I think we have some on our way. Mike. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.